Talreb awoke with a start. The dream faded as quickly as it came. He blinked his eyes sleepily, the feeling of forgetting something important slipping away. Sighing, he rolled onto his back, wiping a hand down his face, staring at the ceiling of the small cobblestone chamber. Around him, his party members slept peacefully, forming a circle around the dimly glowing embers of a dying fire. As his eyes adjusted to the dark room, the hairs on the back of his neck stood up. Silently drawing his dagger, Talreb whispered a spell to detect enemies. Nothing. Still, he listened for any movement. His focus turned to the only door of the chamber as a quiet voice echoed from the hall outside. "Elvir!" moaned the ghostly voice. "I'm sorry, Elvir!" Talreb tightened his grip, whispering a silent prayer for protection. The voice slowly faded, traveling down the cobblestone corridor. Minutes passed. The voice did not return. Talreb's eyelids grew heavy. Sheathing his dagger, he lay back down, keeping his weapon close as he fell into unconsciousness once more. Luaria stretched, yawning as she awoke. Talreb, Kinata, and Thorich prepared breakfast over a roaring fire. Their fifth member, Malrin, was out scouting. "Finally awake, Lu?" Talreb teased. Such deep slumber would make any sentry golem jealous. "Oh, hush, Tal," Luaria moaned, scratching her side. "I would have slept better if you didn't keep talking in your sleep." Talreb stiffened. "I was talking in my sleep?" "You were," she replied. "You were desperately muttering something." Thorich chuckled. "Making a right fuss, you were." Talreb frowned. "I'm fine, guys, but I'll have Luaria look me over if it'll make you feel better." Luaria recited an incantation as she examined Talreb. He smiled, tracing the contours of her face. "So, what's the diagnosis, Doc?" "Everything seems fine," she replied, smiling back. "No hexes, curses, or psychic attacks. You seem perfectly healthy." "Oh, really? But I swear my heart beats faster around you," he teased. Luaria blushed, playfully slapping his shoulder. "You're insufferable." Albert shuddered awake, pain flooding his system. A VR helmet lifted from his cranium. The reality of his situation crashed down on him. He was Albert Fillmore, not Talreb Valorian. Alone in a shuttle, he was a shadow of his former self, surrounded by the endless void of space. Argus, the onboard AI, spoke. "Welcome back, Albert Fillmore. You've set a new record for time spent playing Hero's Journey." Albert's memories flooded back. The end of the world, his father's sacrifice, and the excruciating loneliness. Tears streamed down his face. "Put me back in," he instructed. Argus hesitated. "If you go back in, there won't be enough power left to get you back out. Do you still want to go back in?" Albert hesitated, then spoke with finality. "Yes." The VR helmet lowered onto Albert's head once more. Talreb awoke with a start. Luaria leaned over him, a warm smile on her face. "I'm so glad you're okay. Where's everyone?" Talreb asked. Thorich went to get firewood. Malrin and Kinata went to town. Talreb held Luaria's hand against his cheek. "I had the most awful dream." Luaria smiled, stroking his hair. "It's over now. Nothing can hurt you here. Everything's going to be all right. Subscribe now."